in the beginning, God created.
In my expression of my faith, I'm like, God created all of this,
Yeah.
all expressions.
Put words to things that I feel like quite a few folks probably have experienced.
There's a block of marble,
Right.
and you don't know what's in there until the artist shapes it. You experience art.
Everyone has a level of creativity in them.
Welcome to the Be The Light podcast. My name is Isaiah.
And my name is Amir, and we're going to help you be the light.
Welcome,
Cool.
welcome,
So what
welcome.
is the topic for today?
Topic for today, I think is important and something that I try to something that I try to live by is as the great, awesome writer, I should say,
Yeah.
Simon Sinek.
Yeah, Simon Sinek.
Start with why,
Start with why.
right?
Yeah.
An amazing book. You should read it. It tells you the importance of communicating the why.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about to do. So we're going to talk about why be the light,
Yeah.
right? How'd we get here? Like, why be the light for you? Why
Right.
be the light for me? And why be the light for you? I think that's important.
Yeah.
Call to action,
Call to action.
you know? I think that's what it is. That's what
Cool.
we're going to do today. And I anticipate it being a fun
Oh, yeah.
Q&A session.
I have some up here for you that
Okay.
it's not written down, but, you know,
Okay.
it'll be great.
All right. So who's going to ask questions first? I think we should rock, paper, scissors for it.
We should rock. Okay.
I think we
I
should.
mean, it decides everything.
It does.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, you ready? We're just going to do one.
Oh,
So it's-
dang.
It's a sudden death. You
Sudden
can't be
death.
here all day.
Oh, man. I thought I was going to say best out of 3, but okay. Sudden
That's
death.
all right. All right, you ready?
Are we doing it like Squid Game style behind the back? Or
Nah, I mean, we here. I don't want to do too much movement.
Okay. All righty.
Ready?
Sudden death?
Sudden death.
Okay.
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, say shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, say shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, say shoot.
Okay, all right. I'll take the loss because I was a little confused. There just now. All right. So
yeah.
I'm going to be asking questions first. That's what we did, right?
No.
Oh, you're asking me? Oh, all right.
I'm
I was
asking
just trying to
questions.
mix it up, see if you remembered.
I'm asking questions
Cool.
first. Okay. But I have the option to pass if I choose to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Pass the opportunity to ask questions. It's kind of like tennis where you can serve or not.
You
Anyway,
just decide the rules after. Okay, that's okay though. Anyway,
I'm your elder. I'm your
All right,
Okay. I mean, I think I will start with the most pressing questions.
yeah.
We know your name is Amir,
Yeah.
but who are you? Who is Amir? And how did he come to start to being a part of Be The Light?
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys the real and the authentic, like how it all came to be for me. It might sound a little spooky or strange in the beginning. I'm just giving a little disclaimer because some people might not jive with it, but it's the reality for me. It's my what I've experienced, right?
Yeah.
Originally, Be The Light was a thing that I thought I was gonna start myself. Like I literally had a dream. And I dreamed this light bulb, and in it was the words "Be the light," right? But I have a drawing of like what I drew from straight up waking out of my dream. I drew this thing, which was actually the first design for the Be the Light sweater.
Yeah.
It kind of developed over time, and it was just in my sketchbook for probably 2 years.
That was a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time. I was like, hey, I think I want to design clothing because at the time, this is a little bit before we had a lot of these Christian brands out there, and fear of God was not like a thing yet, Jerry Lorenzo. And I was like, you know what? I want to create a business or some kind of like creative space to help not only myself express like the things that are coming to my mind, but also so that people can be able to shine their light,
Yeah.
in a creative way through clothing. And so I created a couple other designs in addition to that. Then we spoke about doing events and some other things, and I was like, man, that would be a really good collaboration. And for me, it was like I thought at first I might not have mentioned this to you before, but like I thought I was like, man, that kills my like dream of doing clothing only, you know. But it doesn't actually, because when you have a voice to the words behind the clothing, it means a lot more. There's something called enclothed cognition, that you wear when you wear something, it can actually make you feel more confident. And when you actually have some meaning behind something that you're wearing, it actually gives you a sense of purpose, a sense of intentionality in the things that you're doing. And it affects your mental, which doing something where not only where I'm creating to express what the Lord has put in me. I think it's kind of cool to be able to help someone else feel confident in what they believe in. As a Christian, because that's what we believe in, right? So I think that's how I came to be the light. With the
You came to the light.
Came to the light.
I think I'm gonna answer that question as well.
Go ahead.
Right. So
let it flow, man.
For me, how did I come to be the light? So when I was a wee lad, no. So when I was a kid, I've always been involved, interested, excited by, and I'll put this overarching word to cover it all. I've always been excited by the creative. So all things creative, the arts. I love performing arts, dance, music. I love experiencing those, practicing it. I love watching, like going to museums and seeing paintings or seeing people draw. I've been drawn to more so the performing arts side of things, and all throughout my life, right? Even though, like, I mean, I have an affinity for dance, which is like, it's something I love. I love to do, and even growing up in the Caribbean, wasn't. I mean, it wasn't perceived to be the most masculine thing, right? Only places that I did it really was I was part of the church ministry that had a dance team, dance ministry, and I was the only male. Then in high school, I was part of a drama. I wouldn't even call it a club. There's a little backstory. So one of our English teachers wrote a play. He tapped on some of us to be part of the play. We went to a competition. We won.
So you were a part of a play and went to a play competition.
Yeah, drama competition.
I did not know that existed, like competitions for plays.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
I like when you said competition, the first thing that came to my mind was Stomp the Yard. Like I don't know. It was
I've definitely been part of step shows as well in college.
Okay.
But so just growing up in high school, I was part of the that drama team where our school, we won our first a national competition. And then from there, we went to a Caribbean regional competition where we performed our piece there as well.
Right.
Like preparing to go to the regional, they were like, you guys need to do a national dance. And we were like, okay. So we went to like this national studio for the country and we learned the choreography and I loved it.
Nice.
Like, so those were like kind of like the only times that I readily did dance. And then when I relocated to the US, I didn't get back into it until about college, where I joined a step team. Shout out to Stepping Up. I was part of the step team, and when I joined again, I was the only male.
Oh wow. Interesting.
I was the only male.
I mean,
Even
I've
though,
seen, like male step lines.
yeah, different fraternities, sororities, they
Okay.
step as well. But the step team, it was founded by one male and 5. Y'all don't kill me. And females. And then he unfortunately passed away due to a hate crime. After he passed, it was just girls on the team.
Right.
And then after that, so maybe from 2003 to until I got there was no guys on the team.
Right.
And I remember auditioning, and one of the coaches, they called me. They were like, "Hey, you realize that this isn't like right now we only have girls in the team.
Yeah.
If you were to join, you'd be the only guy. And are you okay with being made fun of? Are you okay?" And I was like my drive and desire for this like overrode whatever anyone said.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, I was just like, yeah, I want to be part of the team. And because I feel like because I joined, that then opened the door for like other freshman classmen that were coming under us to be okay to audition as well.
Right.
So it wouldn't just be an all-girl step team, but it's like a co-ed team.
Nice.
Anyway, so that's college. And then, then from there got more into the dance. I started a dance company in college. Right. That was fun as well. Like, we explored all the different, like, as many genres as we could, from Bollywood to ballet. Like, it was a lot. So I've always been drawn to the art. So, getting back to why Be the Light. So I've always been drawn to that. And in my expression of my faith, I'm like, God created all of this.
Yeah.
All expressions in dance and in music and rap and all those things. And I wanted to create a space where it would showcase those things, right? Through events, like in curated spaces, where those who are interested, whether it be from like spoken word to a dance recital to an art show where they're curated pieces. I had this idea, and I'm like, I want to do this. And like, funny enough, like in my journals, if you go back, I had like the names, like when I was thinking I was going to do it by myself, right? Yeah. It was like Be The Light Productions. Or Be The Light Studios, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Be The Light Studios, trademark, I don't know. But yeah, I wanted, like, I'm like, we're going to do this. And then we talked. Right. And then it was just like,
It's like, why do we have the same business name?
Same name.
It's so weird.
So weird. And then we were like, and then my wife at the time, who's your cousin.
Yes.
And like, we were just talking and we were like, we need to do this together.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just to showcase everything, right? And to draw as many people to experience life together, in the light of Christ, right? That's what I want. That's what I want, and it's not necessarily going to happen, as they said in the olden days, in the church house, right? You're not gonna, as we said before. You're not going to reach everyone if everything is in the house, in the church house. Yeah. Sometimes you need to go out and to meet people where they are, or to create the space that they would come to outside. And so that's that's my why.
What's up, family? We just want to thank you for tuning in to the Be The Light podcast, where we attempt to bridge the gap between Christianity and culture through insightful and fun conversation. We want to hear your thoughts. Join us in the conversation in our comment section. We would love if you would hit that subscribe button too, just to stay updated with new episodes. We've got so much in store for you. I know some of you guys may be saying, I thought you guys were a fashion brand. Well, we still are. And right now, to celebrate the new podcast launch, our shop has up to 40% off site-wide. We're currently limited on items, so hurry up and get your size before someone else does. If you feel inclined to support our mission in some other way, DM us on Instagram at BeTheLight_VXVI. Our plan is to grow the Be The Light podcast to get you more intentional guests along with quality information in an engaging format, helping us inspire you to grow and be the light in your everyday lives. Thank you. Now let's get back to the conversation. Why the arts, really? Like you mentioned, because I knew this, but like the people don't know, right? Why the like dance? Why go under the pressure that you had to in like college, high school, that time? It drove you to do things that were what people would say is peculiar for the time, right? You know,
I like that word.
yeah.
Peculiar.
Like, I didn't have as much like pushback as a creative, because of my mediums. So like for you, like why continue?
It's a love. I have, it's a passion inside me, that it just won't go away. I've always, it's the love of the arts.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was exposed to it as well as at a young age. When I see dance, right?
Yeah.
You guys may read, like, not you guys. I hope we all read books.
Yeah, right?
But okay, so I was thinking about this. I was watching something the other day, and this thought came to me. We read books, right? Say it doesn't have any pictures. Right now I'm reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, part of the Chronicles of Narnia series, which is a great series, by the way. I'm reading it, and that has some pictures, but the pages that don't have pictures, the way that it's written, my brain, and I can be reading anything. What my brain does, it just creates an image.
Yeah.
Right? And that happens with books.
Right.
For me, also, and maybe for others as well, when I see when, like, let's say dance,
right?
When I see dance, Alvin Ailey, American Ballet, any of the dance troupes or soloists somewhere dancing, I hear the music they're dancing to, but I read their movements, right?
Got you.
So, like, I guess I'm reading it for myself,
right.
And I interpret it in my way.
Yeah.
But it evokes emotion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I just read that entire piece that they just wrote with their body.
Wow.
And, like, for me, I'm just like, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Right? So
it created, like, a level of its own picture in your emotions.
Yeah.
Like how you would read a book.
Exactly.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. It's like, so in me, right? So, and this thought just came to me as well of how I see it. It's like, if you know another language, right? Let's say you know it, it's in you.
Right.
If you go to, let's say it's Korean, right? And you've been outside of Korean culture for a while, you may not know how to speak it.
Right.
But when you go into the community, when you hear them talk, you know exactly what they're saying. And so for me, for dance, I feel like that's what they do. Or even if I love marching bands as well.
Yeah.
Or grand symphonies. Like it's like my body, my emotions reads the music.
Yeah.
And that's it. It just draws me. It's drawing. So it's something that I couldn't shake. And so, like, now I'm just doing it to create the spaces so that others can have that experience.
Yeah.
And be changed, transformed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Like, I've never thought of it in that way. You've put words to things that I feel like quite a few folks probably have experienced. Because I know for me personally, there is like what they call, is it lethargical dance?
Liturgical.
Lethargic is like when you're sleeping, right?
Yes,
My bad.
There are some.
I'm like, I know I said that wrong.
There are some people who dance lethargically, which is not not a great experience to watch. But yeah.
Yeah. So the liturgical dance.
Yes.
I've seen a few of those in some churches, right? Like they do what they call like a ministry of movement. And I have experienced something to the effect of what you're saying there, like someone conveying a message of Christ through like dance.
Yeah.
and it's like they're literally dancing on my emotions inside. Like I start feeling it. I guess you can say God draws people.
Yeah.
In that, and I guess that's what he kind of did.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
It's communicating the light of the world.
Yeah.
Right? In a different way, in a way that people may receive.
Yeah.
Than if they heard someone speaking.
Right.
You may watch somebody dance. You may not listen to everyone who's talking to you.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, you may hear a symphony play, but you wouldn't. You know what I mean? So, like, it's like thinking of not even creative way, but all of the ways that have been given to us.
Yeah.
Right? To communicate. So it's like, I love it. It's even in sculptures, like, you know, we probably all heard the analogy of the marble. Like, you don't know what's in only the artist knows what's in a marble.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or something like that. I can't remember what it is. But there's a block of marble, and you don't know what's in there until the artist shapes it. And so, like, when you experience art as well, like paintings, sculptures, things like that, they evoke emotion, they evoke things. And that I wanted to create a space that provided that experience for others.
Right.
So, again, to create dialogue, conversation, and action. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
Nice. So why I pursue creativity is, I think, very similar. Like, I feel like there's another plane of communication that happens through creativity in the arts.
Yeah.
Because everyone has a level. I feel like I'm about to go in a whole tangent right now. I feel it. I just feel it. Everyone has a level of creativity, right?
Yeah.
Whether that be a creativity in communication, whether that be a creativity in digital arts, it's still an art form technically, or even just the creativity to schedule. Man, I am a horrible scheduler, honestly. My wife does most of that. And
my wife too.
Yeah, very good at that. And I think that's a creative skill, to be able to plan, to be able to really just parse out different parts of a thing. And I'm saying that just to say, like, everyone has a level of creativity in them. And there's a scripture kind of tying this.
Yeah.
There's
Bible.
a scripture, there's a scripture in Ecclesiastes 3, I think it's 3:11, right? That it says God placed eternity in the hearts of men, right? And that's men and women, of course. But, like, the idea there is that the creativity in us that we're expressing, I feel like that's my why. Like, it draws on the eternity that's in the hearts of others. Right. Like, because in the beginning, God created.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, when you think about that, like, for me, I wasn't always a Christian. Right. So I came to believing in God, like, let's say 2016, 2013. That range. I don't have like some people have like a spiritual birthday. I don't remember the exact time, but I was an atheist prior. So, like, during that time, I really believed that, like, you know, we started from nothing kind of thing. And the creation story, it's weird because I didn't know until, honestly, recently, that the person who created the Big Bang Theory, that person is the same person that is a believer.
Yep.
And it's the same story. Like, when you think of the Big Bang Theory, it's, you know, we started from this particle of light that expanded, and all of matter was created, and it just continues to expand, and all of these different systems and stuff like that were made. And when you look at the creation story, it's literally like, and God said, "Let there be light."
Yeah.
Right. And, like, literally, an expansion kind of happens, and He creates everything. Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to say that, like, He is innately a creative. Like, God is innately a creative.
Yeah.
And He placed eternity. Eternity is God, right? Like it is a part of him. He
Okay.
placed it in the hearts of men.
Yeah.
So we are communal with him in that way, right? And that's a creative spirit, right?
Yeah.
So as we transition to kind of thinking about our creativity connecting with others, I think that why is what drives me to pull on the heartstrings of others so that they can reconnect to the one who placed the creativity there in the first place.
Nice. So as we like transition, we talked a lot about creativity and how what creativity is for us and how that impacts us in being the light. And yeah, I just love that we were able to talk about our why.
Yeah.
And it's funny how like creativity was at the core of that.
It's at the core.
I think every gift and every skill is creative.
Yeah.
Whether you're balancing like books, if you're an accountant, right? That's a level of creativity, right? Whether you're, putting up scaffolding, you're putting a roof on a house, like all of that is creative.
Yeah.
And so if you're not in what we in society label as the creative arts, like what you do is creative. Yeah. And if you do it, for those of us that are called Christians, right, that are labeled by the name of Christian, whatever you do it unto the glory of God, and it is going to be creative. Yeah. Because you'll need some, you probably come into some situations where you need to have a creative solution, right?
Yeah.
And so don't downplay yourself. Everything that you do is creative. And it is value. It's valuable.
It has so much value.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to just leave with you, leave with us today. And I don't know, any closing remarks that you wanted to add?
Yeah, I think one of the greatest things we can do as creatives is express our version of creativity to the world.
Yeah.
So that others can be inspired to express theirs. Yeah. And like you said, people have different volumes or aspects of their own creativity.
Right.
And not all of them are the stereotypical art forms that we think of. Everyone has a level of creativity. And for us, it's what inspired Be The Light.
Yeah.
So we want to know, how are you being the light in your area of creativity?
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
We want to hear from you.
Peace.